Right now, a wildfire is closing in on Mount Hood. Gap winds are about to hit 35 miles an hour through the gorge, and Oregon has already broken a record it wasn't supposed to break for another 2 months. This isn't the peak of fire season. This is early August, and Oregon just posted the worst wildfire year it has ever recorded, with roughly 2 months of the season still left to burn. If you live anywhere near Government Camp, Hood River, or the Dalles, the next 7 days matter. Let's get into it. Oregon broke its all-time wildfire acreage record in early August 2026. With about 2 months of typical fire season still remaining, the state usually burns through late September. More than 2 million acres have burned across Oregon this summer alone. As of this morning's National Situation Report, large fires across the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho combined have burned 2,629,170 acres, with 18,428 personnel deployed across the region. This is the fire with the most direct impact on communities right now. As of this morning's IMSR report, the Grasshopper Fire stands at exactly 54,223 acres, with 23% containment. It added 4,578 acres in the past 24 hours alone, and that growth rate isn't letting up. It started July 23rd after a series of lightning storms hit the Mount Hood National Forest in Wasco County, igniting north of Forest Road 4812 west of Rowe Creek, then spreading fast under hot, dry conditions. Today's fire behavior is described as active, with flanking uphill runs and short-range spotting. That's when burning embers get carried ahead of the fire and start new ignitions beyond the main line, one of the most dangerous behaviors firefighters deal with because it jumps control lines without warning. Earlier this week, a slopover, fire crossing a control line, occurred near Forest Road 2720. A separate flare-up developed near Flag Point, pushing toward Bennett Pass on the fire's northwest edge. Crews secured that flare-up, but the fire has since moved into the Lookout Mountain area and continues pushing west. Highway 35 remains open as of this morning, with crews actively working to keep that corridor clear, while hand crews and bulldozers build suppression lines along Forest Roads 45 and 50, just east of the highway. Here's the part that matters most. According to the National Weather Service Portland office's forecast discussion issued yesterday afternoon, the region is seeing west to northwest winds with warm, dry conditions continuing through next week. Most areas will see winds around 15 miles per hour or weaker, but the Columbia River Gorge and Upper Hood River Valley are the exception, and that's exactly where this fire sits. NWS Portland is forecasting gap winds approaching 35 miles per hour in the Central Gorge, with a 20 to 30% chance of gusts over 40 miles per hour. Their own language, not mine, combined with low relative humidity and dry fuels, these conditions would be favorable for rapid fire spread. NWS Pendleton issued a red flag warning Saturday for the Central Gorge and eastern Hood River County, covering gusts to 35 miles per hour and relative humidity as low as 12% in the Columbia Basin. Looking ahead, NWS Portland's 7-day forecast shows continued westerly flow, warm and dry conditions, temperatures in the mid-80s to low 90s, and no significant precipitation anywhere in sight. There's a possible weak trough around Thursday, but forecasters expect it to stay dry. The bottom line from NWS, warm, dry, and breezy, especially in the gorge, for the foreseeable future. This is the most important part if you live in the affected area. Level 3, Go Now evacuation orders are currently in effect for portions of Hood River and Wasco counties. If you're in a Level 3 zone, leave immediately, don't wait. Mount Hood Meadows Ski Resort in Hood River County is also under a Level 3 order and has evacuated. As of earlier this week, Clackamas County issued Level 1 Be Ready warnings for rhododendron and Government Camp, covering roughly 200 properties along the Mount Hood corridor. Check your county's site for current status. Level 1 means pack your bag, gather your medications and documents, and be ready to leave with minimal notice. One structure has been lost to the Grasshopper Fire so far. 1,369 personnel are assigned, 35 crews, 77 engines, 3 helicopters, and the fire has already cost $26.4 million to fight. The estimated full containment date in the current IMSR is October 1st, 2026. We're potentially looking at weeks more of this. Grasshopper isn't the only story this morning. The Big Grass Fire in southeastern Oregon's Vail BLM district is now the largest fire in the state at 504,385 acres, 500,000 acres, only 39% contained, having grown by 62,069 acres in the past 24 hours alone. Multiple structures are threatened, evacuations are in effect, and the cost has reached $34.6 million. The Rowe Creek Complex, south of Fossil, has burned 366,617 acres and is 79% contained, having destroyed 32 structures, the most expensive fire in Oregon this season, at $55.9 million. The Hagen fire near Pendleton stands at 42,699 acres, with only 11% containment. The Paradise Fire in the Umatilla National Forest is at 2,927 acres and 0% contained. Some better news. The Hat Fire near Burns is now 99% contained, and Coleman Creek, Bench, and Second Flat are all sitting between 86 to 89% contained. This one matters for Portland area residents because it shows this danger isn't confined to the mountains. Saturday around 4:20 p.m., a fire broke out inside the W.M. Hillsborough landfill on Southwest Minter Bridge Road, and flying embers jumped to a 40-acre field of cut grass nearby. 2 homes were evacuated as a precaution while crews established structure protection. By 7:30 p.m., the landfill fire was contained. The brush fire burned roughly 25 acres before crews stopped its forward progress. No structures were lost, and 1 firefighter was treated at the scene for minor overexertion injuries. A fire investigator is now determining the landfill fire's cause. Washington County has had a county-wide high fire danger burn ban in effect since June 15th. Any spark can become a major incident right now. Wildfire smoke from eastern Oregon has pushed west of the Cascades at times this week, affecting the Portland metro area. Check airnow.gov for current AQI readings. If it's in the orange, red, or purple range, keep windows closed and limit time outdoors. Children, the elderly, and anyone with asthma or respiratory conditions should stay indoors when smoke is heavy. Oregon DEQ has issued air quality advisories this week. Follow their guidance alongside the NWS smoke forecast for your area. 1. Know your evacuation level. Check your county sheriff's website immediately. Level 1 means be ready. Level 2 means be set. Level 3 means go. Don't wait for a second notice. 2. If you're under level 1 or 2, pack your go bag today. Medications, documents, charger, water, food for 72 hours, and everything your pets need. Keep it by the door. 3. Do not enter evacuated areas for any reason. Those zones are closed for public safety. 4. Stay off Highway 35 and Forest Service roads near the fire unless you have a genuine reason to be there. Emergency vehicles need those roads clear at all times. 5. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly residents or anyone who may need help evacuating quickly. For current evacuation info, go directly to the Hood River and Wasco County Sheriff websites. For fire perimeter updates, INCIWeb has daily official updates on the Grasshopper Fire. For weather watches and warnings, check NWS Portland and NWS Pendleton directly. The WatchDuty app is a useful third-party tracking tool, but always verify with official sources for life safety decisions. Let's be precise because accuracy matters here. What we know, the fire is active, growing, and threatening communities west and northwest of its origin. What we know, NWS forecasts continued warm, dry, breezy conditions through next week with no precipitation in sight. What we don't know, exactly how the fire will behave day to day, since fire behavior depends on too many variables at once, and evacuation levels can shift rapidly in either direction. Monitor official channels directly and continuously. Don't rely solely on social media or secondhand headlines for life safety decisions. Nationally, 147 large fires are active across the United States, having burned over 3.6 million acres in total. The Northwest accounts for the majority, 53 incidents, burning 2.6 million acres across the region. Washington is also dealing with major fires. The Little Giant Fire in the Okanogan-Wenatchee is at 97,539 acres, and the Sinlahecan Fire near Tonasket is showing extreme fire behavior, crowning and group torching. This is a regional emergency of significant scale, not a single fire but dozens of major incidents simultaneously, and resources are stretched thin. As of Sunday morning, August 9th, 2026, Grasshopper Fire, 54,223 acres, 23% contained, active behavior, Level 3 evacuations in Hood River and Wasco counties, Level 1 in parts of Clackamas County, October 1st containment estimate. Big Grass Fire, Oregon's largest at 504,385 acres, 39% contained. Rowe Creek Complex, 366,617 acres, 79% contained. Hagen Fire, 42,699 acres, 11% contained. Paradise Fire, 0% contained. Weather, warm, dry, breezy through next week. Gap wind gusts to 35 miles per hour in the gorge. No rain in the 7-day forecast. This is a developing situation, and I'll have an update out the moment there's significant new information. If you found this useful, subscribe and turn on notifications, and please share this with anyone you know in the Hood River, Wasco, or Clackamas County areas. Accurate, sourced information is one of the most important things we can share during a wildfire emergency. Stay weather aware, know your zone, and take care of each other out there. Stay safe, Oregon.